Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Shasha from class 5D. Would like to present about build, operate, transfer. Build, operate, transfer. It is one of the project delivery method that we learn in this subject. It is used in public-private partnership and usually for large-scale infrastructure project. Build, operate, transfer can recover the investment, operating and maintenance expense in the project. And also, it is used to finance, design, construct, own, and operate the facilities. It is like a win-win solution. For example, Malaysia wants to develop an infrastructure. Malaysia has a land area of 100 hectares worth of 100 million in 2012. The land was developed by investor at a price of 200 million. We can say that the investor dare to take the risk. At that price, investor will build buildings on that land. When the building is ready, the investor becomes the manager and has the right to rent to the other party. The rent will goes to the investor. Basically, build operate transfer is like a long term because the investor wants to return their capital back. For example, this contract is in term of 20 years. So, in 2032, the land and the building is still belong to the Malaysia. Not only Malaysia that use the build operate transfer, other countries such as Japan, China, Vietnam, Thailand, and also Taiwan use this build operate transfer. Like I mentioned before, I give the example. This is the rough plan how the build, operate, transfer work. So we have 3 steps. First, build, second, operate, and the third one is transfer.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I am Farah Azwani and I will be explaining on the part of project delivery criteria. BOT is stand for Build, Operate and Transfer. This is one of the construction contract type in civil engineering area. And this is between public sector and private sector. B is stand for build and it is to set up the facility and infrastructure, staff development center, and establish knowledge transfer and operating guideline. Operate in BOT is to manage organization for customer, which is include program management, develop maintenance, quality assurance, and enhancements and complete support. T is for transfer. At the end of the agreement, the facility will be transferred to the client or to the public administration. There are several unique characteristics for BOT, which is the number one is finance on the project, finance basis with limited resources, because rising of finance entirely by the private sector without the involvement of government. Since the private sector is fully manage the project, so the risk of the project is transferred to the private sector. BOT project is involving a government asset to set up the facility and infrastructure and staff development center. So it will be large scale infrastructure project. Lastly, project risk and burden allocate to the private sector because of private sector is fully responsible on designing, construction, financing, and maintenance on this project.
Hi, I'm Nur Hazwani Husna binti Munsalim and I'll continue the presentation on the parties involved part. So, these are the parties that are involved in the BOT system. The first one is the host government. Normally, the government is the initiator of the infrastructure project and decides if the BOT model is appropriate to meet its needs. In addition, the political and economic circumstances are main factors for this decision. The government provides normally support for the project in some form, which is the provision of land or change of laws. The second one is the concessionaire. The project sponsor who acts as a concessionaire, which is someone who has been given a grant of rights, land or property by the government to create a special purpose entity which is capitalized through their financial contributions. The third one is the lending banks. Most BOT projects are funded to a big extent by commercial debt. The bank will be expected to finance the project on non-resource basis, meaning that it has resource to only the special purpose entity and all its assets for the repayment of the debt. The fourth one is the other lenders. The special purpose entity might have other lenders such as national or regional development banks. The last one is the parties to the project contracts. Because of the special purpose entity has only limited workforce, it will subcontract a third party to perform its obligations under the concession agreement. Additionally, it has to assure that it has adequate supply contracts in place for the supply of raw materials and other resources necessary for the project. These are the parties that are involved and their roles in the BOT system.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Ashikin binti Muhammad Rozi. Today I will explain about project adopted or practiced by the BOT contract, also known as Build Operate Transfer contract in construction field. I choose two construction in Malaysia, which are Plus Highway and Tun Salahuddin Bridge. First of all, for the Plus Highway, the project is since 1988 and completed in 1994. The project was completed 15 months ahead of schedule, and the length of the road is 848 kilometer. The largest, the Plus Highway is actually the largest BOT project in Asia. There are two parties that involved in the contract, which are the government and the United Engineering Malaysia Berhad, also known as UEM, and then the UEM is as a private sector. On 20 July 1988, UEM and the government entered a novation agreement. The toll rate restriction in March 1999, and Plus start the toll operation in September 1999. The concession period was extended 12 years beyond its original expiration date to 31st May 2030. And then the Plus project received high levels of government support in various forms. The second one is Tun Salahuddin Bridge. So Tun Salahuddin Bridge is actually located at Kuching, Sarawak. And the bridge is the first and the only toll bridge in Kuching. There are two parties involved in the project, which is the Sarawak State Government and the Zikon Toll Concessionaires. The Zikon Toll Concessionaires is actually as the private sector. The bridge project completed in September 2003, and the toll operation start on October 2003 until 2036. So the total cost of the project was 136 billion. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nuliana Shahira binti Radin Kama. So let's proceed with the advantages and disadvantages of practicing BOT. Based on the study of the thesis paper written by Muhammad Jalaluddin, Build, Operate, Transfer, or can be pronounced as BOT, is a great application to the project and construction management. However, BOT also have its own advantages and disadvantages. So let's take a look at the advantages first. The first advantage of BOT is this project delivery system is the key advantages of privatization. Like has been mentioned by Lidl BT in the Journal of Management Engineering, Privatization Decision and Civil Engineering Project 1997, the private firms are more efficient, hence project or service can be delivered at lower cost. The private firms are also more innovative in selection of design and operation phase of a project or services. The second advantage is the private sector invests directly in the development of infrastructure, which is by reducing public debt, balancing the budget deficit, and reduce a role of public. The BOT project also will help to create a business opportunities for the local, which by create employment avenues and attract substantial foreign direct investment. Last but not least, the BOT will help in facilitating transfer of technology, which by introducing the international contractor in the host country. Now let's take a look at the disadvantages of BOT, which is the first one is the transaction costs are high, which is 5 to 10% of project costs. Like has been mentioned in article of public policy for private sector in 2000. The next disadvantage is BOT is not suitable for small projects, which is are unlikely to gain the benefit for from BOT delivery method. Based on the statement made by the Victorian Government of Australia, project with a value less than 50 million Australian dollar are unlikely to gain benefit from BOT delivery method. So in Malaysia, like has been mentioned by my friends before, the example of the project in Malaysia that apply the BOT system is a north-south toll expressway, which is a plus highway. So this project is one of the big project that conducted by the private infrastructure in Malaysia. The other example is the construction of Kansai Airport in Japan. Then the other disadvantage of BOT is the success of BOT project is depends upon successful of raising necessary finance, which is include a various costs that are involved, such as a cost of construction, equipment, maintenance, which should be committed during the life of the project. The last disadvantages is BOT projects are successful only when the substantial revenue are generated during the operation phase. So that's all from us for today's presentation. Thank you.